Hey everyone, welcome to The Dish. I'm Anna Christina. Thank you for tuning in today. And listen, if it's your first time, you're in for a treat. Let's just say you're going to learn a lot about me because coming up is Father's Day. So I thought who better to have on than my dad, all the way from Texas, Ivan Rodriguez. How you doing?
Doing fine, Anna. How about yourself?
I'm good. So how's it going over there in Texas? I heard you planted some more plants in your garden.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we've got a lime tree, an orange tree, tangerine. We've got peach trees, and just put in a grapefruit tree. So we're excited about that.
I know. So all your papayas done. You were papaya-er for a while.
They are gone. Yeah, those trees have got a lifespan of about 3 or 4 years, so they're gone.
Okay, so as promised, I said that people would probably learn a little about me today. So I want to kick off with your fondest memory of Anna, or if you had to say a little bit about what I was like as a child, what would you say?
Very well organized for a young kid of 6, 7 years old. You're probably one of the only kids that I have ever known that had a written to-do list for the day. And as far as fondest memories, there's a lot of them. But one that really stands out is the time that I was timing you on the 400 meters, and you were doing so well. You were about 6 years old, and all of a sudden you stop in the middle of the race to pick up something. And I'm like, I can't believe that. But there's a lot of them, Anna. A lot of good memories.
I think it was a tennis ball. I know exactly what you're talking about. It was half a tennis ball because they used to use them as markers on the track.
Absolutely, yes.
Oh,
And then, one other thing, I remember one of your middle school cross-country meets. About 10 seconds before the race, you look at me and you signaled that you had to go to the bathroom. and I just kind of turned away and said, it's too late.
Sorry.
But you did extremely well. I think you placed like 6th or 7th out of about 100 girls.
I think it was like 3rd or 4th, let's just say.
All right. Well, anyway, you were moving, let's put it that way. You crossed the finish line and headed straight for the bathroom.
Right. Hey, one of my fondest memories as a child with you was the fact that you always sent us surprises. Like, so for anything, whether it was our birthday or Valentine's Day, we'd always get surprises at school. But you'd also take your lunch hour and come eat with us. So there you are in the cafeteria in the small little seats eating lunch with us. So for all you dads out there, I recommend doing that because that's something that for sure your kids will remember for the longest time. And I don't know if you know this, but you probably do, but June 19th marks 9 years since I competed at Miss USA. And I know I've spent time talking about it before, but what people don't realize is that my dad, I like to call him dadager. You've heard momager. So a dad and a manager. He was my first interview coach. So the skills that I have, really it's because of you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're a pretty good speaker. You've done quite a bit of it yourself.
I've had to do quite a bit, with work and everything. And it's something that, although a lot of people will say it's kind of scary, but it's so exciting. And it's an incredible thrill to really get up in front of people and convey your ideas, your thoughts and stuff.
Yeah. Well, what advice would you give to parents who have kids that are maybe getting involved in extracurricular activities for the first time, whether it's pageants or sports, music? What would your advice be to them?
Sit down with them. Find out what it is that interests them, what they'd like to do. Obviously, as parents, we have our ideas of what we'd like our kids to participate in. But in general, I just would like to say that parents take the opportunity to be involved with your kids. It's really important. They learn a lot of skills, how to participate, leadership, how to win, and more importantly, and just as importantly, how to lose, which is really important in life. Really important.
For sure. I mean, you know this well, but it took me 5 years to win Miss Texas USA. And so when I competed, it was really special because it actually fell on Father's Day. And people ask me, what's the one thing that you regret about Miss USA. And honestly, I could say nothing. I did everything that I possibly could to prepare. But one of the things that kind of haunts me was the fact that I wanted, when I got up to answer my final question, I wanted to wish you a happy Father's Day, but the mic was taken away from me before I could do that. There you go, number one dad. So now I do get the opportunity to say happy Father's Day on TV. Woohoo!
Thank you.
I made it.
And I do remember that. I remember there was just a slight hesitation, and I asked you afterwards, what was up with that? And you said, I thought about wishing you, as well as all the other dads, I remember you told me, happy Father's Day on national television.
Yeah.
And would have been exciting, but I know it was in your heart.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, you guys don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll be back with my dad, and we're going to play a little game. How well do you know me? We'll be right back. Hey everyone, welcome back to The Dish. Joining me, because it's almost Father's Day, so I thought I'm going to invite my dad on to be my co-host. Dad, how you doing?
Doing fine, doing fine.
That was real fun, but now it's about to be a little more fun because we're going to play a little game called How Well Do You Know Me? So I'm going to ask you a series of questions, okay, referencing my life growing up, and I want to see if you can get the right answer.
Well, go easy on me.
Listen, I always say my dad's my best friend, so you better get them all right. Okay, ready? We're gonna start off easy. When is my birthday?
January 20th.
Boom. If I didn't play volleyball, what extracurricular activity would I have loved to be in?
You know, I'm going to be a little bit selfish and say what I would have liked for you to be in, and that's choir, because you're quite a singer.
Oh, I don't know about that. We are going to be talking about music a little bit later. Are you sure you don't want to answer that one? What I would have been in. What do I always say?
Oh, what you would have? Oh, ballerina, ballet.
For sure. I always wanted to be a ballerina. I actually took the class in college. Okay.
Well, that was interesting because, yeah, you were in about 10 different things, and that's the one thing that
I know.
missed.
I know.
But
He
anyway.
was a good dad. I was involved in a lot. Okay, so if you handed me $100 as a child, what would I have spent it on?
You know, you probably, the way you were is you wouldn't have spent much of it, but geez, probably candy maybe.
That's good. That's good. I said nothing, but that would have been something I would have spent it on. Okay, so what happened to me October 6th, 1997? I would have been in middle school. Sixth grade.
My goodness. Huh?
6th grade.
Was that the, let me see, 6th grade. Geez, I was trying to think of the time you fell during cheerleading.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, okay, yeah.
All right, okay. What year did I graduate high school?
2004.
Boom. Who was my junior college volleyball coach?
Coach Strothers.
Boom. How many times did I compete for Miss Texas USA? I already said this. You know
4
this.
plus 1. 4 plus 1, 5.
What title did I have when I won Miss Texas USA?
I believe it was Miss Central Texas, Central Laredo.
Central Laredo. When is my wedding anniversary?
September 21st.
There you go. Who's your favorite child? Why is there a hesitation?
All of y'all.
We're in Georgia. It's okay. Mikey and Lisa won't see this. All right. Okay. Really quickly, if you could share wisdom, what would your wisdom be?
If I could share wisdom, you know, I would say that you need to focus on the task at hand and the training rather than the outcome, because in order to accomplish something, you need to really, really train and stuff. But the other thing is that mistakes are okay, because that's the way we learn. But it's important not to make the same mistake too many times, or, not make it a habit of making the mistakes. And you just got to continue to improve, and you're going to do that through hard work.
That's right. Straight from my dad. So much wisdom. Guys, don't go anywhere. When we come back, my dad's going to be sharing his best dad joke. We'll be right back. Hey everyone, welcome back to The Dish. I love your mug. Number one dad. If you haven't guessed, this is my dad, Ivan Rodriguez, joining me all the way from Texas. Dad, we just finished playing a game. How well do you know me, your daughter? You went 10 for 10.
Hey.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so I promised everybody that you would give out your best dad joke. What would it be?
Dad jokes are kind of based on what the circumstances are. I have a hard time remembering them until the situation comes up. But right now that you mentioned that, earlier you asked how I was doing in the beginning of the show, and, my hair's getting a little long. But it's interesting, though, that yesterday I helped the neighbor change the tire of his car. And because my hair is long, you remember a guy in the Bible, I think they called him Samson. I was able to help the neighbor change his tire by lifting the car. We didn't even have to take the jack out. May not be a joke, but I think it's more important.
It may not be a joke, as in maybe you actually lifted the car.
I'm telling you, but I guess what I'm trying to say is corniness is so important because it's almost like medicine. We all need a good laugh. And I look at it as a reboot.
Yeah.
As a reboot in life. Laughter is so important, and I wish the world could do a lot more of it.
For sure. I completely agree. And one of the other things I think is also healing is music. Our family loves music. One of the things that we always do when we get together is karaoke. Like, no doubt about it, it's going to happen. Except I don't like to actually get up and sing. And quite frankly, you didn't either. When we were younger, I remember, we could not pay you to get up, and you couldn't pay me to get up. And now we can't pay you to get off the stage. What happened?
Be careful what you wish for, You guys wanted me to get up to sing, but it is fun though. And I enjoy watching other people sing just as much, but I have to say that, once you have that microphone in your hand, boy, everybody turns into either Frank Sinatra or one of the Beatles or, John Lennon. It's fun.
You were definitely a Beatle, for sure. What would be your playlist, your go-to karaoke playlist of songs?
The Beatles songs are the ones that are the most exciting to me. Songs like Let It Be, Help, I Want to Hold Your Hand, all those are important. Oh, yeah. And but there's other songs also like, Pretty Woman by Ray Orbison. That's an exciting song. Another one that is really, really neat is, the talented Al Green. He had a song called Let's Stay Together. Yeah. And it's a beautiful song, beautiful song.
My favorite song by far, if I ever have to get up, is Cowboy Take Me Away, but I can't do it without my sister. Elisa is a phenomenal singer. Really, everybody in our family is pretty talented, I would say. Dad, thank you so much for joining me on, it's almost Father's Day, so happy Father's Day.
I just have to comment on that song that you and your sister get up and sing. I'm going to be a little bit biased, but I'm going to be honest. I think you and your sister Lisa do it better than the Dixie Chicks.
Hey there, I'll take it. Thank you. Thank you for your encouragement today, Dad. It was so wonderful having you on.
You bet. I really want to thank you, and happy Father's Day to everybody out there.
There you go. Thanks, Dad, and happy Father's Day. Like my dad said to all the dads out there, I have a pretty special one. You guys don't go anywhere. When we come back, musical healing with Natalie George. We'll be right back.